welcome back to our Golden 20s. My name is Tegan, and I'm joined by my co-host Sadie. And
Hello.
we are here to talk about spring cleaning because the first day of spring is coming up on March 20th, which is crazy because it feels like winter here in Toronto. But apparently it's coming. And National Cleaning Week is the week of March 26th. So we thought that we would talk all about spring cleaning.
I love it. The inner Monica Geller in me is so excited for this episode. I feel like, I don't know, it's a nerdy topic to talk about, but since we have spring cleaning as an excuse to talk about it, I'm excited.
Yeah.
You know, you're an
100%.
adult when you just love talking about home and cleaning products.
Yep, exactly. So, yeah, we're going to dive into some of our favorite cleaning products and routines and that kind of thing. But before we start on that, we are going to do a connection card, which is something that we started doing with season 3. This is only the second one we've done, but it's basically a card that has, I don't know, a question on it that's pretty deep. Yeah. And you're supposed to reflect and talk about it. And so hopefully all you listeners can learn a little bit more about Sadie and I.
Yeah, and take this question to your friends too. Like, I feel like it's good, you know, girls' night conversation, just sitting around with a glass of wine. Bring this to your friend group.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Sure.
Okay, I just flipped the card over.
Oh, God.
We can skip it if we want, because this one's quite deep. But it says, when was the last time you cried?
Okay. Probably, I cry a lot.
Me too.
Like Saturday.
Okay.
Because I was drunk. I couldn't tell you with 100% accuracy if I did or did not cry on Saturday, but I have a gut feeling that says that I did, because Tyrell keeps telling me that we had this conversation where I said I'm very independent, and he was like, no, you're not. You're literally a big baby and you won't do anything by yourself. And then I was like, well, I danced tonight by myself. And he was like, you had a whole group of people with you. Just because you were the only one dancing doesn't mean you were by yourself. So yeah, I would guess Saturday, but like I cry watching TV shows, even ones that I've already seen. I cry a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What about you, Sadie?
Interesting. I think my answer's Sunday, and we're recording this like on a Wednesday, so this just goes to show how much Tegan and I apparently cry. But what's interesting is I drank and like went out with friends Saturday night. And then Sunday, I wasn't hungover. I didn't really have anxiety at all, but I was just incredibly emotional. And I was like, is it because I drank last night? So I find it so interesting that both of us are like, we drank, therefore we cried.
Yeah.
We have a whole episode about alcohol, so go give that a listen if this is resonating with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I remember thinking, because I literally on Sunday, so I had social plans Friday night, Saturday night, and I was like, come Sunday, I'm going to be exhausted, so I'm just going to keep my day open. I'm going to make sure my groceries are done. Like, I'm not leaving the house at all on Sunday. So thankfully, like I said, I woke up and I wasn't hungover at all, but I just felt like I was watching Daisy Jones and the Six, actually, like binging the entire series since I was behind. And I was just sitting there crying, and I was like, why am I crying in this show? Like, I also cry in like every TV show, every movie. I'm a crier, and oftentimes I don't know why I'm crying, but I just cry all the time. But I was like watching the show and I was like, why am I crying? Because this isn't super cute, like it's not super sad, like, but I remember saying to myself, because I'm a loser who talks to myself all the time, and I was like, when was the last time you just had a really good cry? Like, I think that's just what you need today. So that's what I did, and I just let myself cry. Usually I call my parents on the weekend, but I was like, you know what? Nope, not happening, because today's just a me day where I have nobody else's input, nobody else to talk to. It's just me. releasing all my emotions. So I took a bath, I laid in bed, read my book, watched the show, and I cried. And it was fantastic.
Love it. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I cried on Sunday because of the Oscars. Because I
Mm,
was watching the Oscars and there were so many like heartfelt speeches and
yeah.
like people crying. It wasn't like a cry, but I definitely teared up.
Yeah.
So,
Well, there you go,
yeah.
guys. If you are feeling ashamed of how much you cry, hopefully we just made you feel a little bit better
Yeah.
because Tegan and I are in the same boat. But I feel like too, see, this is what these connection cards do, is just like generate conversation out of nowhere. But I feel like there's a lot of shame around crying, but it's like every time I have a good cry, like I did on Sunday, where I was
Mhm.
like, I don't even know why I'm crying. Like, I have no reason to cry, but I just can't stop. The next day, I always feel so much better. And that's exactly what happened on
Yeah.
like Monday. I woke up, I was ready for the week. I was like, yes, I'm a boss ass bitch, even though I just literally
Mhm.
spent the whole day, the day before crying. So I don't know. It's a good release to just let it all
Yeah.
out, and then you always feel so much better afterwards.
Yeah. 100%. Great. Well, that was our connection card.
Hmm.
Maybe a weird question to ask your friends. Maybe not. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's true.
Depends on
Yeah,
the kind of friendship you have.
yeah, definitely. We'll also post it on our Instagram stories. So if you're wanting to join in on the conversation, share yours. We share everything
Mhm.
anonymously on there, but that's the other
Yeah.
fun part of the connection card. If you're not asking your friends, but you still want to participate in the conversation, head over to our Instagram because we want to hear from you.
Yeah. Great. Well, we can dive headfirst into our main topic, which is sort of home and cleaning products that have changed our lives, which is very on brand, I feel like, for your 20s in general and for our podcast, because this is the kind of thing that gets you excited
Hell
once
yeah.
you're in your mid 20s, I feel like.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest, like some of the products that I've have on my list and I'll talk about more in a minute, they're things that I just learned about, and when I learned about
Okay.
them and I started like telling people about them, everyone was like, "Yeah, I know." And I was like, "Why didn't anybody think to tell me? Like, you're not just
Yeah.
born, knowing how to cook, clean, do laundry. Like, you learn
Yeah.
these things, you know what I mean?" So I feel like it is also a good conversation to have in your 20s because it's like people don't necessarily tell you these things, but once you find them, your life is going to be changed. They're game changers.
Love it. Great. Well, Sadie, did you want to get started?
I
Yeah.
do, but now I'm like, hey, maybe I hyped this up. And now I'm feeling self conscious. Like everyone's going to be like, yeah, girl, no, you're the only one who didn't know these things exist. But yeah, I'll start us off, and I'm going to start us off strong with Mr. Clean Magic Erasers because you guys, I live in a very white apartment, okay? Like I rent.
Mhm.
So I have white walls, I have nice like white baseboards in my living dining room where I'm recording this right now. I'm like looking around. There's like white kind of like crown molding at the top of the walls, like it is white. And then my floors are like a white vinyl plank, or not white, but they're like a gray
Mhm.
vinyl plank. So it
Yeah.
is, very easy for this place to look like a disaster. And it's also just like small things like, I don't know, just scuffing something on the door frame, or never mind like having a party and like people over and where there's like a high chance of
Yeah.
mess. Also, sorry, my entire kitchen is also white, like white IKEA cabinets
Mhm.
and white countertops. So it's just very hard to keep it looking clean. And as soon as I learned about magic erasers, and this is actually something my mom told me about, so shout out to my mom, her weekly like cameo or in the
Yeah.
episode, but she told me, I think it was when I was cleaning my bathtub, she was like, try Mr. Clean Magic Erasers. So I did, and I was like, damn, these are good. And now I use them literally everywhere I just said, like on my baseboards, on my walls, the door frames,
Mhm.
on the doors of like my apartment, like closet doors, bedroom doors, bathroom doors, like everything, even on my kitchen cabinets and cupboards. So yeah, they just make everything look so fresh. They smell nice, but they just literally take off everything, like any type of scuff or mark or anything. So that is the first thing on my list. Mr. Clean Magic Erasers. They are actually magic.
Yes, I'm also a fan of the Mr. Clean Magic Erasers. I've heard they can actually whiten your teeth. No
Oh
one
my
who's listening,
gosh.
go do that and then blame it on me. But I'm just telling you now, look it up on TikTok. It's a thing. But also be warned that Mr. Clean Magic Erasers can take paint off.
Yes, that's true. Yes. Read the
Yeah,
labels
because they're
carefully.
like a sandpaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're going ham on an area with paint, be warned.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Please read the fine print on all of the products that we are mentioning in today's episode.
Yes.
We are not liable for any mistakes or, sad stories.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the first sort of cleaning product I had on my list, which everyone in my life I feel like knows that I'm obsessed with this brand, but it's Mrs. Meyer's Cleaning Day.
Mm.
And so the whole story of why I love this so much is like the first job I had in the city, they use these products everywhere. And so the smell to me, and it's like they're all aromatherapy products, so they have a really strong smell. And that smell just takes me back and feels so like professional. Because it's like the first time I walked in, I was like, wow, this office is so cool. It's so professional. And so even still, now that I've been using them in my own home, I still like get that nostalgia, and that smell reminds me of that and gives me that feeling. And so I've been using their like hand soap. I use their dish soap in my dishwasher. I use their air freshener. I have a candle. I haven't used their laundry soap yet, but I feel like that's the logical next step. And yeah, I'm just obsessed. They're like all natural aromatherapy, smell great,
Yeah.
work great.
They
So,
do smell
yeah.
great. Yeah. I love that. I love the hand soaps at your house. Like, you always have such nice smelling hand soap. So it's always an experience washing my hands at your
Thanks.
house. And I feel that's one of the first things I do when I get to your house. Like, after taking
Yeah.
transit or something, I'm like, I need to wash my hands, go to the bathroom, do the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I'm always just like, it does smell so nice.
Yeah. Well, and they're not that expensive. Like, they're more expensive than if I was buying like Dial hand soap at Dollarama or
Mhm.
something. But they feel kind of higher end. But like, I can buy them at Shoppers Drug Mart. I feel like they're like $8 or something.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I love them.
Love it. Awesome. I think the next thing on my list, so this is again going on the wavelength of like things that are hard to keep clean. So outside of my
Mhm.
white apartment, I have stainless steel appliances. And if you have stainless steel appliances, you're probably like, yep, those are impossible to keep clean. Like, again,
Mhm.
I have like a stainless steel fridge. So just like my fingerprints from opening and closing the door, like it's a disaster. Never mind having like, I don't know, things splash down the front of my dishwasher or something like that. So this is probably, I want to say, like a pandemic find, something I just discovered in the past few years. And it's stainless steel wipes, because I would spray down my stainless steel appliances with, say, like Windex or like an all-purpose cleaner, and then I'd like wipe it with, I think I tried like paper towels. I tried like not dusting cloth, but one of those like microfiber cloth things. Yeah, and the fingerprints wouldn't go away, or it would just look like total shit. So when I found these stainless steel wipes, I was like, yeah, I don't know if those are gonna work, but guys, they do work. They work so good. And I guess you can get it in a spray as well, because of course I
That's
had
what I
to.
have.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say, I told everybody
Yeah.
about these wipes because, again, nobody told me about them. So I was like, maybe
Mhm.
everyone just accepts that stainless steel appliances like look dirty all the time. But
Yeah.
I haven't tried the spray, but the wipes, it's literally like using a Lysol wipe, but I feel like it smells so good, and then it works so well too. And I find like I can use one wipe on like my dishwasher and stove. Usually I need like a whole other one for just my fridge, but It's a game changer. And I don't do it all the time, but I feel like it's nice for one of those days where you're like doing a deep clean or like you're really craving just like
Mhm.
watching a movie in a super clean apartment. It's like, yes, I'm going to make sure my appliances are nice and shiny and basically look like new.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, I have the spray form, which also works really well. And I've also heard that you can use, I think, olive oil
Okay.
or shaving cream, but I haven't tried any of these hacks. I'm like, I stick to the cleaning supplies, but I'm
Yeah.
just going to throw that out there.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think kind of on the same wavelength as you with your all white apartment, I have a lot of wood in my home and a lot of old wood. Like all my
Mhm.
doors are like original old wood and they just like keep the scent of everything that's ever happened in that room, which can be nice but also terrible.
Mhm.
And so one part of like my big spring cleaning is I always try and wash all of the wood in my house. So I have original hardwood floors, I have all these wood doors, wood baseboards, like it's everywhere. It's a whole thing. And so I really like Pine Sol, which I feel like is, I don't know. I actually kind of find that a lot of like products that are associated with like old people are the best cleaning products. Like I feel like Pine Sol, it like has an old person smell, or it reminds me of like summer camp. Like it's
Yeah.
like this is how we're just gonna mass clean a huge space. But then I'm like, that's a good sign because clearly
Does the
like
job.
it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I use Pine Sol on everything and it's crazy. Like I've lived in my house for a long time and we did do a big, deep clean of everything with, special supplies to get out the smell of like cigarette smoke and stuff. And I still, when I wipe down everything, have like nicotine coming out and just like all kinds of craziness. So shout out to Pine Sol. And then also on the same wavelength, I really like orange oil polish, which I don't know, it's just like a polish for wood but it smells like oranges and it's
Mm.
really lovely. And like when I was little, we used to always use it before we had a party. And so it always kind of reminds me of that. So every once in a while, we'll just like soak everything in orange oil because it helps like make things shinier, helps prevent like cracking. And yeah, it's great. So
Yeah.
if there's anyone listening who has like wood, especially like vintage furniture made out of wood, I really like orange oil polish. And you just like wipe it on with a microfiber cloth or a paper towel and you're good to go.
I love it. I love how both of your things so far have like the scent is nostalgic to you because like I feel like
Yeah.
you always hear how scent is one of like the biggest senses to trigger memory or something like that, and I feel like
Hmm.
you're bringing that to life but through your cleaning products. I just find that so interesting.
Yeah. Even like every time I clean my bathroom, I just go into like bleach overload
Mhm.
because I'm like, this is the way to get it clean. And like, there's this thing in Toronto, or at least certain areas of Toronto, I've had it at every place where I live, where there's like a bacteria in the water that turns it red if it's like been sitting too long. And
Okay.
this is apparently only a thing in certain areas. And so it's like the bottom of my shampoo bottles turn red and leave red rings. And the only way to get it off is bleach. So I go bleach overload. And then I'm always like, it smells like the pool in here. Like, I remember my childhood of going to the pool. And it's like, girl, that's just bleach. Like, what are you talking about? But yeah.
That's so funny. I love it. Okay, I think the next thing on my list is again a very specific product, but it was a game changer for me, and it's the Dawn Ultra Platinum Power Wash. And guys, we're not being paid to talk about these things. I feel we should have said that already.
Yeah.
But this product, I had to try it because of the commercials, and I know that's so lame.
Okay.
Like probably the number of times I saw Mr. Clean commercials and I was just like not bothered, and then I tried it out and I was like, "Oh my god, what have I been doing by not trying this
Yeah.
product, I did not make that mistake when it came to this Dawn Power Wash stuff. Okay. I was like, listen, I'm seeing this commercial all the time. It is in all the flyers. Like, it is all the rage. Let me try this out. And then I did, and I really, really love it. Again, it smells really good, which I like, but that's obviously just an added bonus, but it really like works
Mhm.
wonders as well. I feel like I'm somebody who, if there's stuff stuck to like a pan I just cooked in or something like that, I would always just like fill it with water and let it soak. And you can definitely
Mhm.
do that. But if there's ever a case where you forget to do that, or you're in a rush and don't have time for something to soak or something like that, I find this power wash really does help loosen things up, and then it makes it way easier to do dishes, or things come out of the dishwasher a little bit cleaner if you kind of spray it down
Mhm.
first. So I wanted to give that a shout out. I've also used it, I think it had on the bottle that you can use it to clean like your oven. I want to say that carefully because I don't think it's on a self clean oven. It's not all ovens, but I used it on like the
Mhm.
glass front of my oven door, and that really
Okay, yeah.
helped. I don't know if I used it in my microwave or not, but in any case, what I'm trying to say is it's not exclusive just to dishes. It can help take like
Mhm.
months old food off of like other things as well. But again, read the fine print because
Yeah.
I don't remember the details exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I use mine like to basically clean my whole kitchen because I've tried some of the other products that have like the similar nozzle. Like there's a Mr. Clean one, but I'm like, nope, I know it's going to get the job done.
hmm
This Dawn Power Wash.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. It's good
yeah,
stuff.
gets the job done.
Yep, it does.
Yeah. I think the next thing on my list is the Veleda Easy Ring Microfiber Spin Mop and Bucket.
Love it.
And yeah, this was like a mop that went viral on TikTok, but I had it before the TikTok, may I say. But it's basically just like a normal mop, but it has like this thing where you press a button with your foot and it spins the mop to basically get all of the water out. So instead of having to wring the mop, like when I was younger, we would wring the mop with like a lever that would kind of squish it. And this basically just spins it. And yeah, like it's kind of simple, but it works really well. And like the mop heads are replaceable, but they're also washable. Like you can just throw them in your washer. So yeah, I wanted to give that a shout out.
I should check it out. Honestly, I mop my floors probably only once a month-ish. I vacuum in
Yeah,
between, but every time I mop, I'm like, this is just such a big task. But it's because
I know.
like it is a big task anyway, but it's just like it just feels like a workout. And my mop bucket, like it's
Yeah,
literally I just like manually like wring it out on this little thing that
yeah,
attaches to my bucket, but I'm like, it feels like a
yeah,
full body workout mopping the floors. And there's
yeah,
probably an easier way to do this if I just took time to actually look around at what's out there to do it differently. So I'll have to check this out.
yeah. Well, I highly recommend this mop. And they even have like fancier models where it's like your dirty water is in a separate compartment from your clean water and
Wow.
like all this fanciness, which I don't have. I just have like the cheap base model, but
But we know me.
it
I'm
gets the
like,
job
if
done.
there's a chance that I can
Yeah.
spend a shit ton of money on this, I will. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not even that expensive. Like I feel like mine was $30. So,
amazing. We love it.
yeah. Yeah.
So good. I think the last thing in my kitchen I wanted to mention is again new to me, like probably the last few months. I have tried this for the first time, and it is dishwasher cleaner pucks. So just like you throw it in at the bottom of your dishwasher, still run your cycle with your dishes and the dish soap, all of that. But this helps keep your dishwasher clean. And again, maybe
Mhm.
everybody knows this, but nobody told me that's something adults do. Like, I didn't know you had to run a special cleaner through your dishwasher. So I've been living in my apartment for, I think, going on 8 years or 7 or 8 years. And I've never done this in my dishwasher before.
Mhm.
And the past few months or a few months ago, I think saying to my sister, I was like, my dishwasher just like stinks and it just like, it's just
Yeah.
gross. She's like, well, there's like dishwasher pucks you can buy, right? And I was like, no. So when I got them, I was like, oh my gosh, like it came in a 3-pack and it was like, run this one the first week, this one the second week, this one the third week or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
And I found even just after the first one, it was a significant improvement. So here I am, PSA, these things exist, they work, they'll help in case you didn't already know.
I love it. Yeah, I usually just wash my dishwasher like manually. Like I
Mm,
take it apart and
yeah.
wash it down. But
Wow.
I should look into pucks.
Yeah, you should. And the other thing, since we were talking
Yeah.
about dishwasher cleaning or dishwasher health or whatever with my sister, she was also like, you should also buy Rinse Aid because your dishes will come out
Oh, yeah.
not just shinier, but also drier. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. So then I bought that as well. And I used to, like, every time I unloaded my dishwasher, and still sometimes I'll do this where I have like my dish towel and I'm drying them as if it's like I just washed them because they're that wet.
Mhm.
But ever since using like the Rinse Aid stuff, I'm like, damn, this is a game changer. So little shout out to that. That wasn't on the list initially, but since we're talking
Mhm.
about dishwasher learnings, that that's
Love
worth
it.
mentioning. Yeah.
Yeah, we only just figured out that one, we can lower our top rack in the dishwasher. So it is like
Oh,
2 settings. So we
yeah.
just figured that out. Big news. And we just started we have like a crystal setting on it, which
Okay.
I was always like, no, I don't trust it. I don't. But then it's like, you reach a point where you're like, no, I'm going to try this. And it's been working great.
That's so
Maybe that's
good.
bad, but I don't care.
Yeah. Sounds great to me.
Yeah. I think the next thing on my list is another Velita product because I apparently love them. And it's the Pro Mist Max Mop. And so this is what I use in between like big mops. And it's kind of like a Swiffer wet jet, except
Okay.
that you fill it up with your own fluid and the mop bottom part is washable in your washing machine.
Okay.
So I will use that just to like quickly mop down the floors when I'm not like getting out my big mop bucket and that kind of thing. And it's just, again, so easy. Like I had a Swiffer wet jet when I first moved out, but I just found like the pads are so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much waste because the pads are made of plastic. Even like to refill it's expensive, and it like broke within a short amount of time because it's like just flimsy. And so now I have this one that's like fully manual. You can wash the pads as much as you want, and you can put whatever cleaning solution you want in it, if it's like Pine Sol or anything. So I also love that.
Yeah. I love things that are like effective but make like a midweek tidy
Yeah.
efficient. You know what I mean? Because there's just
Yeah.
something about those really stressful, crazy weeks when you're just like coming home, throwing your stuff all over the place and, not keeping up on your dishes, not keeping up on laundry or hanging up your
Yeah.
clothes. But then it's like, but I need to clean because it'll make me feel so much better, but I don't have time to clean. So it's like, if you just have these quick things you can whip out,
Yeah.
they honestly make such like the world of a difference until you can, like you said, bring out like your big
Yeah.
mop or like your big vacuum or whatever it is. So we love that.
Yeah. It's also like, I don't know, at least in my house, certain areas need the floor cleaned more often than other areas.
Yeah.
But when I'm like, I'm getting out the mop and bucket, I'm just going to clean it all.
Yeah. Definitely.
And so then it's almost like I put off cleaning my house because then it's like, well, I might as well do all the rooms and this.
Yeah.
Whereas, like my front entrance always is muddier because people bring in their boots. And so it's like you can use this mop to quickly clean your front entrance and the rest of your house is good for another week or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
So true.
yeah, highly recommend.
Okay, I think the next things on my list, I have just 2 more products, and then the rest are just like things I do and love to like keep me organized. But the last 2 I'll kind of loop together because they're both laundry products. So again, moving out of the kitchen and into the laundry room, I am somebody who has always used and love Resolve, or my family calls it spray and wash. I looked at my current bottle and it says both on there. So you guys know what I'm talking
Okay.
about, but it's the stain remover. And honestly, this has gotten like every kind of stain out of any type of clothes. And I just swear by this stuff. Again, read what it says on the back because I am really bad for not reading instructions. Like, I'll be like, yeah, I know the instructions are there, but I think I know what to do, or I'll just do it my way anyway. And then it doesn't work. So it's just easier if you actually do follow the instructions the first time around, it will work. So wanted to give that a shout out. And I actually think this is one product where the scent is nostalgic for me because it like going into my grandma's house, you walk into her little front entrance and then it's like a split level. So you can either go up some stairs or down some stairs. But on that landing is her laundry area. And it always just smells like Resolve spray and wash as soon as you walk into her house. So just wanted to tap into the whole nostalgic smell of things because that is the product for me. But then the other thing I was going to mention on the laundry side of things is this is maybe a game changer. You guys hear me bitch about my skin all the time, so it's not like this has changed and saved my skin. However, what I've done is I've started to wash my masks in unscented laundry soap. And when I remember, I tried to wash my face cloths and my pillowcases in it as well. And that's just to try to help out my skin. I used the Method brand unscented laundry soap, and I feel like it was pretty expensive, but pretty expensive considering it's biodegradable. So compared to like the other laundry soaps there that are like, go on sale every week or whatever, it was pricey, but I do find it works and it's nicer on your skin when it's not loaded with scent and whatever else. So I find that's helped when it was like masks and wearing a mask every day and for long periods of time and whatnot. But like I said, trying to bring that into other areas of my life where I'm washing things that touch my face.
Definitely. Yeah, I only have 2 more things as well.
Perfect.
So the next thing on my list is the Omega Paw Roll and Clean Self-Cleaning Litter Box. And as someone who has 2 cats who poo and pee a lot, I feel like you need to have, a plan because it can get stinky. And my litter box is like beside my desk where I work at every day. And so, yeah, you got to keep it clean. And so we used to have one where you just like scoop yourself and that's fine, whatever. But we switched like 6 months ago into a litter box where basically you roll it over onto its top and all of the dirty litter is collected in this little scoop, which you then can just dump the scoop into like your garbage or a garbage bag. And then you like roll it back to be the right side up. And so it makes it so fast. Like it's, literally 15 seconds to clean the litter box. And yeah, I just wanted to shout that out too, because it was kind of pricey compared to like we just bought the cheapest litter box we could buy.
Yeah.
And so this one was a little more expensive, but I definitely think it was worth it because of the amount of time that it's cut down and just how quick and easy it is. Like there's nothing worse than when you're like, I really do not want to be scooping litter right now. And you're like squatting there trying to scoop and it's nasty. So this kind of gets rid of all of that.
Yeah, you're going to have to give me a demo next time I come over because I'm
Yeah.
curious. And
Yeah, it's so good.
I find pets actually are the exact same thing as what I was saying about these cleaning products, where when I got my cat, I remember asking at like the pet store, like, what food should I be feeding her? Like, what litter? All
Mhm.
these things. What do I need? And literally nobody had any answers. People were like, it's all personal
Yeah.
preference. And I'm like, well, this is the first time I've ever had a cat. Like, I don't have a preference,
Yeah.
I need somebody's input, and like, you work here, you know what you sell and whatnot. But it was hard. So it was exactly that, where it's like, I'm just picking up the cheapest litter box or
Yeah.
like the thing I think will
Yeah.
work. And then you have it. So it's just like, even if it's not working, it's like, well, I have it. But if you find something better, or if someone else, we need to talk about these things more, is what I'm trying to say, because there's better
Yeah.
things out there. I love it.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Like I said, those were all my products, but there were just like a few other things I really wanted to call out in terms of like organization and things that are like not life changers, game changers for me. And the first
Mhm.
one, I think I maybe mentioned in a past episode, but I have started organizing my closets in mini storage bins on the shelves. So I have one in
Mm.
kind of like, I don't even know what this closet is. I have like my laundry soap, all my cleaning supplies, little like hand tools and Allen keys, like, that closet in your house. I also have like my paper
Yeah.
towel, my Kleenexes, that kind of stuff in there. And, anyways, I've started organizing all of those things into categories and then putting them in these little, like, not even wire baskets. They're like kind of plasticky wire
Mm.
baskets from the dollar store. So these baskets cost me like $2 each, and I have 3 of them on a
Yeah.
shelf. And they're game changers because, like I said, I have all my cleaning products in one. So it's like when it comes time to clean, I just pull out that basket and carry it around with me to whatever room I'm cleaning. So it's not like,
Mm.
I'm like juggling my toilet bowl cleaner and my all-purpose cleaner and my magic eraser and my rag and Windex, the paper towel, like
Yeah.
all of those things that I need to clean the bathroom. It's like, nope, I'm just taking this one little basket and away we go. So that's great. And then also, I don't have in-unit laundry. So my laundry machine's in the basement of my building. So it's also nice when I'm doing laundry just to like pull out my laundry
Mhm.
little bin from the closet. It has my laundry money in it, has my soap or the laundry soap, my bounce sheets, like all of that kind of stuff. Just take that whole basket
Mhm.
down to the laundry room with me. Makes my life so easy. So big shout out to Dollarama for their little baskets. So inexpensive, and like I said, total game changers. I also feel like it's so good, like mentally opening up the closet and not seeing clutter, but like an organized
Yeah.
space just makes me so happy.
Mhm.
So I've started doing this now in my bedroom closet. So where I have like my hats, my purses, that used to be
Mhm.
at the top shelf in my closet. And every time I open my closet, I would just get so anxious and overwhelmed looking at that. But now I have it all in
Mhm.
these baskets. These ones are a little bit bigger, but same idea. And it just makes me feel so much happier looking at a little bit more organization in the space. So, wanted to mention that. I think similar to that too is like drawer organizers. So, I have
Mhm.
like little acrylic bins organizing all my tea and coffee and all of that in some of my kitchen drawers. So, 10 out of 10 recommend that. It does the same thing as the bins. But speaking of acrylic, this is outside of the bins, but sorry, trying to like power through this here. Acrylic risers, I think, are really helpful in organizing too, and total game changers.
Mhm.
The one I use is on my desk. So essentially, my second monitor sits on top of it so that I still have the
Mhm.
entire desk space below it. So, like, it takes up no room, but just essentially creates like a second layer to my desk.
Yeah.
And since it's clear acrylic, like, it doesn't even take up visual space because you just see right through it. And I've seen people use this in like their kitchen cupboards as well. So they essentially give themselves like
Mhm.
a little shelf in their, stacking their plates or something like that. So wanted to throw that idea out there because in my experience, it is super helpful. And again, super easy and
Mhm.
something you can buy at the dollar store.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a riser on my desk as well. And
Yeah.
it is essential. I got one from IKEA, so it has like a built-in drawer.
Mm,
But yeah, it's an essential, I'd say.
right? It just like, it doubles
Mhm.
your surface area essentially in that space. Like, so helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the last thing on my list, which was actually a Shark Tank product.
Love it.
I don't know why I said it like that, but I don't know if
I-
anyone watches that show and is excited.
Yeah,
Here you go.
I feel you have to shout it out if it was a Shark Tank
Yeah.
product.
Yep. And I believe this is the most successful Shark Tank product of all time. And
Wow.
it's the Scrub Daddy,
Okay.
which is kind of just like a fancy sponge.
Okay.
But I don't know. I grew up with a dishwasher. I very rarely have to hand wash dishes. And so the fact that I'm even like have a favorite type of sponge to wash dishes is like ridiculous, but it is so good. It's basically like you keep it in your freezer and then it comes out and it's like a scouring pad and it's really hard. But then if you heat it up with warm water, it gets to be really soft, almost like a cloth. And
Okay.
so I have a Scrub Daddy and a Scrub Mommy, and the Scrub Mommy has like a traditional sponge on one side, then like the Scrub Daddy stuck to it. But they have like a whole range of products, but it is just like the best. And I use it to wash my entire kitchen. Like if I'm scrubbing my stovetop, I'm using like Dawn Power Wash and my Scrub Daddy fresh out of the freezer, and I am good to go. So yeah, I highly recommend. I know Crate and Barrel actually has a Scrub Daddy that's gray, and I'm like obsessed with it. Shipping to Canada from Crate and Barrel is really expensive, but I'm like, one day I'm going to buy something from there and be able to finally purchase this gray Scrub Daddy, and my whole life will be complete because they come in like bright yellow and bright pink, which is also a vibe. But I'm like, I just know my life's going to be together when I have this gray Crate and Barrel Scrub Daddy.
That's so funny. I had never heard of Scrub Daddy before or Scrub Mommy, but I just Google imaged it and I was like, oh, I've
Yeah.
definitely seen these before. I just didn't
Yeah.
know like how it worked. Like I had no idea you put it in the freezer. Like so interesting.
Yeah.
It's so funny how
Yeah.
influenced I'm being from the things you're talking about. I'm like
I
taking
know.
notes over here and it's literally
Yeah.
cleaning and home products we're talking about.
Love it. Yeah, Scrub Daddy is definitely, this was something I was influenced to buy through TikTok. And we didn't used to have them in Canada. I think we only got them like during the pandemic.
Okay.
And yeah, it was like I threw out all of my other sponges because I was like, I don't need them anymore. I got the Scrub Daddy. Now I'm set.
I love it. Well, one day, like
Yeah.
like you said, we'll make your dreams come true of having the Crate and Barrel one. Sounds like a vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
So funny. All right, you guys, we hope you are just as pumped about spring cleaning as we are, and you are also taking your notes and feeling inspired about all these products and things and whatnot to, I don't know, make your life a little bit easier and more efficient, because I do think cleaning is one of those tasks that's very easy to put off and procrastinate because it can take a lot out of you. So hopefully, like I said, we're making your life easier with some of our favorite recs. But we also want to hear from you guys, so hit us up on social media if you have anything to add to this list, any products that have changed your life. You can send us a DM. We're at our Golden 20s on Instagram, TikTok. We also have a Pinterest page, which I don't remember if there's much spring cleaning content on there right now, but there definitely will be coming up, and all the spring vibes. So check us out there. We also have Spotify playlists. Tegan just made the ultimate coastal cowgirl playlist, so go give it a listen. It is a great playlist to clean away to, if I do say so myself.
Mhm.
So check it out on Spotify. Of course, we're at our Golden 20s, and we're also on Patreon, which is the best way to support the podcast for as little as $2 a month. So check that out as well. Giving you all the things to check out: the cleaning, the content. We
Yeah.
got you covered. But thank you guys so much. We will see you next Tuesday.
Bye.